Hello everyone, welcome to Power Electronics. In this session, I will be discussing on the principle of operation of a step-down chopper with resistive load. I will be using the figure 1a as shown here to explain the principle of step-down chopper operation. As you can see, the figure A shown here is a simple series loop including the DC supply, load and the chopper switch. When the switch SW is closed for a time T1, you can see time T1 is given here, the load gets connected to the input DC supply. Assuming the DC chopper switch is lossless, the output load voltage across the resistor will be equal to that of the input DC supply voltage. So when I come back to the waveform here, you can see when the switch is closed for a time duration of T1, the output voltage, which is V0, is equal to the input voltage, which is Vs. On the other hand, if the switch remains in off state for a time duration of T2, the load is then disconnected from the supply and therefore the voltage across the load will be 0. You can come back and look at the waveforms here. When this chopper switch SW is open for a time duration of T2, the output load voltage is 0. Since the type of the load here is purely resistive, it is very easy to obtain waveforms for the load current as well. This is what is being shown here in this particular waveform. The value of the output load current when the chopper switch is closed is equal to Vs divided by R. That is because the output voltage when the chopper switch is closed is Vs and the load here is R. So, the load current will simply be Vs divided by R. On the other hand, when the switch SW is open for a time duration of T2, the output load current will be 0. Here from the waveforms we note that the sum of the chopper on time, which is T1, and the off time, which is T2, can be considered as the chopping period capital T. The ratio of the chopper on time T1 to the chopper period capital T is called the duty cycle and is usually represented by small k. So, since this is T1, you can replace T1 by small k, which is duty cycle, multiplied by capital T, which is the period of the chopper. Coming back to the circuit, the chopper switch SW can be implemented by using any of the controlled turn on devices such as a power BJT, power MOSFET, GTO or any forced commutated thyristor. Ideal switching devices show 0 voltage drop when they are on, whereas the practical devices have a finite voltage drop ranging anywhere from 0.5 volts to 2 volts. Please note the waveforms shown here are for ideal conditions and hence the voltage drops of these power semiconductor devices are neglected. Let us now move on to the mathematical part of this explanation. I will be starting the mathematical approximation with an expression for the average output voltage. Now, the average output voltage here is denoted by VA and is obtained by approximating the output voltage waveform for the duration over 0 to T1. This is because from T1 to capital T, the output voltage is 0 and therefore, the integration is anyhow going to result in a 0. So, the average output voltage is given by 1 divided by capital T, integral limits being 0 to T1. What we are integrating the output voltage, which is V0 multiplied by dt. So, V0 when the switch is closed is equal to Vs. So, I am going to replace it by Vs, and since Vs is a constant, I am going to take it outside the integral. So, we will get Vs divided by capital T integral 0 to T1 dt. Now, when I integrate dt, I am going to get T and the limits will be 0 on T1. Now, when I apply the limits, I will be obtaining T1 minus 0, which will result in T1. So, the average output voltage will be Vs multiplied by T1 divided by capital T. Now, we know that capital T is the period, which is the inverse of the chopping frequency f. So, I can rewrite this as f into T1 into Vs. Also, we have previously discussed that T1 divided by capital T is nothing but the duty cycle. Therefore, the average output voltage can also be written as K, which is duty cycle multiplied by the supply voltage. Now, having found the average output voltage, we can very easily find the average output current as the average output voltage divided by R. Now, since the average output voltage is K into Vs, the average load current will be K into Vs divided by R. Now, let us move on to find an expression for the RMS value of the output voltage. I will extend the equation that I have used for the average output voltage to find the RMS value. What I will do is I will apply the square root to the whole equation, and then I will square the quantity that is being integrated, and that will give me root mean square. So, I am writing it as 1 by T integral 0 to T1 V naught into dt, that is the mean value. I will square the value that is being integrated to get square and mean value, and then I will put a square root over the complete term to get root mean square. So, we have a root, we have the mean, and finally we have the square. So, we know that T1 is equal to K into capital T. So, I will be substituting T1 as K into capital T. Then I will be substituting V naught equals to Vs. Then I will take Vs square outside because it is a constant. So, to obtain Vs square divided by capital T integral 0 to Kt dt. Integration of dt is t, the limits are 0 and Kt, and I apply the limits to get Kt here because Kt minus 0 is still Kt. What I see here is Vs square divided by capital T multiplied by K into capital T. So, let us cancel the T in the numerator and denominator. So, what we obtain is square root of Vs square into K. So, final expression for the RMS value of the output voltage is root K multiplied by Vs. Here K, as we know, is the duty cycle, and it can be varied from 0 to 1 by varying the value of the chopper on time T1. Therefore, the output voltage V naught when the duty cycle K is varied between 0 to 1 will result in 0 or Vs itself. Now, I will find the input power. To find the input power, we note that if the chopper switch is lossless as previously assumed, the input power to the chopper is the same as the output power and is given by Pi, which is the input power denotation, equal to 1 divided by capital T integral between the limits 0 and Kt V naught into I dt, where V naught is the load voltage, I is the load current. Now, the load current can be written as V naught divided by R. So, this will give me V naught square divided by R. Now, V naught is equals to Vs. So, this will be Vs square divided by R. Now, since Vs and R are constants, I am going to take them out of the integral to get Vs square divided by RT, and the integral will be applied only on dt. Now, the integral of dt is nothing but t, and the limits are 0 and Kt, and when I apply the limits, I will obtain Kt. So, here I am going to eliminate T in the numerator and denominator to obtain an expression for the input power as K Vs square divided by R, where K is the duty cycle as previously discussed. And lastly, the effective input resistance seen by the source is denoted by Ri and is given by supply voltage divided by the average load current Ia. Now, the expression for Ia previously we obtained as K Vs divided by R. I am going to substitute this into the denominator here, that is Vs divided by K Vs divided by R. Vs will get cancelled in the numerator and denominator, and finally the effective input resistance can be obtained as R divided by K, where R is the load resistance, K is the duty cycle of the chopper. Finally, a chopper can be operated in two different modes depending upon whether the chopping frequency is varied or kept constant. The first is the constant frequency operation. If the chopping frequency or the chopping period is kept constant and the on time T1 is varied, then this will result in the width of the pulse to vary. In a sense, you can obtain different pulse widths for output voltage waveforms by varying the duty cycle. Such type of control is known as pulse width modulation control. The second mode is the variable frequency operation mode. Here, if the chopping frequency is varied by keeping either the on time or the off time as constant, then the width of the output voltage pulse will remain constant, but its frequency will vary. This type of control is called frequency modulation. If you want to obtain the full voltage range at the output, then you need to vary the frequency over a wide range. However, this technique generates harmonics at unpredictable frequencies, making the filter design to become very difficult. Right. So, that is about a brief introduction to the principle of operation of a step down chopper with resistive load. If you like this video, kindly subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.